It's working. It's working. Hello.
You doubted.
I got it.
Here we are. Hi, Heather.
Hi. Victoria's on here. Hi. Friends.
All right, I'm leaving like a little note for people.
Great.
Okay.
How are you?
Hi. Good. How are you, love?
Good. Same. It's snowing in Colorado where we're at, where both of us are at.
Oh my gosh. So it wasn't supposed to snow. It didn't stay here till 4. But I'll take it. I really love the snow. I will take snow over like all of December, how it was just like cold but gross outside.
And like mud and dirt and dust.
Yeah.
Well,
no,
I'm with
snowman
like,
all day long.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm with you. I'm here for it. Today I did my hair and I was sitting here just now and I was like, I have like a little Sarah Brooks.
I love it. I love it. That's me.
Right now.
The side braid. That's what we got. Nothing fancy over here, folks.
We're the most fancy, actually.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Good. How are you feeling?
Good today. Doing great. Yeah. I got my tea with you. I'm in this like cleanse detox situation, but I feel great. It's not bad.
Yeah.
Drinking water.
Oh, I saw your breakfast the other day and I was like,
yeah. The quinoa and the blueberries.
Yes.
It was good.
Because you know, I love smoothies, but only when it's warm outside.
Mm-hmm.
I can't eat them if it's cold outside.
Cold. Yeah.
No.
I
do I sound okay to you?
Yeah. I can hear
you. Okay. How are you? Yeah. Okay. Everything good. And
you hear me?
How about? I can. I have a little bit of feedback on my end, but I don't know if anybody else hears it. Does anybody else hear it? Or is it just me?
I don't know. I'd have to like get my fancy.
If you're here, can you hear feedback or no?
Hello.
Amy.
I could do this. We'll try it. I could stand.
Oh, she said a little bit. Don't stand. Do you have headphones maybe?
I have a thing, but I don't know. No, that's not going to work. We'll just prop it up like the professionals we are.
Mine is propped up against yoga blocks right now. So.
Okay, great. Perfect. Mine's
Okay, good. All right, well then let's get started.
Great.
It sounds way better now. I don't know what you did.
I had this theory that my computer was like doing something, so I put it on mute and it worked, I guess. I don't know.
Okay. Oh, good. Okay. So this is Sarah Brooks. For those of y'all who don't know, Sarah, why don't you just introduce yourself to people who might not know who you are?
I'm Sarah Brooks. That's all I got. A little bit about me. I'm from Colorado, happily married to my husband, Joe, and we have 5 kids. I'm 32. A lot of people think I'm like 22, 32. I get that all the time. I know people look at me, they're like, you had babies when you were 16. No. Fine. We just had twins in May. That's kind of the big thing in our life right now. And they're 9 months. So we're just in the thick of it, you know? We're doing mom life, and my husband's a pastor, so there's that. And I'm a coach online. Like I help women just pursue a healthier life and encourage them along the way. I love that so much. And I help other women do the same thing and become leaders. So that half for me beyond that.
Beautiful. Oh. Yeah. Good. I love that. I love all of it. Good. So I've had a lot of messages about this conversation and people are excited about it. So don't be nervous. But like what I want to start with is like how you grew up. Like when you were a girl, was body image or loving your body or caring for your body, like anything like that ever talked about in your house or in your family? Or did you have a mom who like loved her body, or a mom who didn't talk about her body, or a mom who hated her body? Like, what did your childhood look like?
That's such a good question. I mean, first and foremost, my mom had 6 kids. And I grew up with my mom and my dad. I had 5 siblings who I love. And then I have, you know, aunt and grandmas who I was around too. And I think every single one of them for sure shamed their bodies in front of me. I remember like, you know, when you're in the bathroom with your mom and she's like maybe doing her makeup or putting on her pants, like I can remember like them saying, like talking about their stomach and like, oh, it's flabby or stretch marks or like, oh,
Right.
you know, just like making comments. And I know my mom, like at one point she did like, and she does pursue like healthier eating. That was later down the road after she had her 6th, I believe. But for the most part, I don't think there's a lot of positive talk around that. And at the same time though, like image was really important too. You know what I mean? Like all the women in my life always did their makeup, always did their hair. And like, that was important to them. And not that that's bad. And I do it too, but it just like has made me realize like I put too much importance on that at one point in my life. And I wanted to know why. And it's something I'm still working towards, but like, why is image everything? You know, like why was that put in such an importance? You know what I mean? So like,
I know exactly what you mean. Yeah.
It wasn't just that like to love your body, but like make sure you put on a good face. You know what I mean? And not to like totally, I don't want to shame them because they all meant well. And that's what a lot of that generation grew up with.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you have to.
Oh yeah. No, in both sides of my family, I would say my mom's side and my dad's side, like being beautiful was everything.
Yeah.
Like it was super important.
Yeah. Yep.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So as a kid, how did that inform like choices that you made into like your teen years and young adulthood?
Yeah, I totally wanted to look cute. I totally wanted to like wear like the right clothing, and we didn't have a lot of money, so that was hard. I wanted to like, you know, I wanted so bad to have buckle jeans. I wanted to wear makeup early. I wanted my ears pierced. I wanted my hair done. And I remember getting a haircut when I was in 8th grade and I was like, I look good. You know what I mean? Like it was so, I felt like it was so, I know it's different now, even worse probably, but I like wish I would have done differently and been worried about other things, I guess. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. What about your like size? Did you care anything about size or your ability? Were you very athletic? Did you play sports? Like what did that look like for you?
I was very self-conscious about my size always. And I was athletic too. I played sports growing up for the most part. It was gymnastics when I was little, like t-ball, basketball, volleyball. And then in high school, I played sports as well. And I definitely always felt like I was never small enough, and definitely had like major body image issues, felt like insecure in a bathing suit, and definitely didn't ever feel like myself. You know, you look back, you're like, man, I wish I would have been more appreciative.
Oh my gosh, right? You're like, look at that flat stomach. Oh,
hi girl. Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Gotcha. But you were athletic, you played sports.
Yeah, I did.
Okay. And then, having like athletic ability, does that help, do you think, with body image, or like to be able to, I mean, to help, does it help to be able to have like ability in your body?
I think being an athlete teaches us so many different things, but beyond like team sport, I think like feeling strong is good. Feeling healthy and capable is good, and like taking care of your body is good. And so I think like maybe I'd never acknowledged it then, but whenever I was I was in a sport, because I wasn't in sports all year long, I felt like I was just a better me. That, you know, I had better grades, I felt more alive, I felt more accomplished. I definitely felt better about myself, especially as I like got older in high school. I definitely feel like sports played a little role in that. And I missed them when I wasn't working out. I'd always like try to do something and I never knew what to do. Like, I should go running. I don't want to go running, you know?
But running's horrible.
Yeah, these are good questions. I'm like, oh, these are questions I've never really asked. I mean, I've thought about it, but they're such great questions to like process out loud with someone. I love it.
Oh, well, good. I'm glad. Well, let's, so you've been pregnant 4 separate times and you
Mhm.
have 5 babies,
Yeah.
correct?
Yeah.
Because you have the twins. What's pregnancy like for you as far as like loving your body through it or taking care of yourself through it?
Yeah. I have always loved to be pregnant. I'm like
Yeah.
the weirdo. Um, I love the bump. I like the best accessory in my opinion. I feel comfortable. I think maybe because, you can stick your stomach out. It's fine. There's that. I don't know. I love like what the body's doing. I'm not as much of a fan, when you're like that first trimester stage, but for the most part, when I had my first, I didn't have a good sound of like what good nutrition looked like. But I definitely like to hike and just be active. And then it was between my first and second, then I found fitness and like what should I eat? Like how much should I eat? What should that like eat some vegetables, lady. Um, my second pregnancies or my second and third especially were like super healthy. And I felt much better and my deliveries were quicker and my recoveries were quicker. The twins were a whole new ballgame.
Yes. Well, I loved watching you through your twin pregnancy and right after they were born, like feed yourself really well. Like you're not restrictive. You don't like not eat the cinnamon rolls that you like
Mm-hmm.
love,
Yeah.
right? Like, but also like you were like, I need protein and I need fat and I need these things for my body to work the best it can work
Yeah.
to feed these babies and to carry these babies. And I thought that that was so admirable and
Yeah.
so just fun to watch, really.
Well, thank you. I mean, it was just, I knew like what it was like to not have the right nutrients. And it was hard. It's hard to feed yourself when you're a mom, I think. Some people think it's crazy, but like to stop and actually make a really good meal for yourself is really hard to do. And it was something that was like always on the forefront of my mind. And just, I feel better when I do. And with the twins too, here's the thing with breastfeeding, like our supply will take it from our body if we don't refuel. And so I always
Right.
kind of say that to anybody I get to talk to about breastfeeding to like make sure you're fueling your body so that you're actually giving back the nutrients. Otherwise, you're taking it from other parts of your body. That's why women have bone deficiency when they're
Right.
in their 40s, 50s. So not perfect, but I do love a good cinnamon roll.
There's nothing wrong with a cinnamon
I
roll,
love a good
girl.
salad too. Yeah. Cheers to that.
Well, so, what are some, like, do you think are some, so in like your adult life, you've basically been all the sizes,
Mm-hmm.
all all the abilities because when you're pregnant with twins, like you can't hardly do anything. I remember seeing you post stuff like, I went to Costco and now I need to take a nap for the rest of the day because that took actually everything out of me.
Yeah.
So, like, what are some ways that you remain positive and like love yourself through kind of those really awkward, hard times? Like, how do you speak love to a body that feels like it's not quite you? You know,
Yeah.
what do you think?
Oh man, all the things. Something I've learned like really well since having the twins is just one of my favorite songs is I can cry talking about it. It's called Be Where You Are. And it's just about like being in the moment. And when you're in the moment and you can just say a kind word to yourself, it's pretty powerful. And just to feel the ground beneath your feet, or if you're sitting, underneath your body. And I feel like that is something that's been really good for me. It's hard for me to do sometimes, but another thing too is I can be really hard on myself when I'm really tired. I'm kind of just like, man, you suck. You can't do this or whatever it is. And that is kind of my signal to like unplug from social media for a few minutes, hours, day, whatever, and to literally just rest. Because there's only one way to recharge for me, and that's to not be on social media, to not be on Instagram, but to just be present with my family, because we can't always rest, can we? But if I do have a moment to like take a nap or just snuggle on the couch and watch a movie with my boys and just be present with them, like I will wake up so restored and able to like speak more kindly to myself, as weird as that sounds. But I think like being present, be where you are, like that's kind of my mantra right now, is be where you are. This is hard and you may not feel comfortable, but your body is amazing. And this moment right here, you're going to miss. So let's just be present in that and let's enjoy it. I love the season I'm in. I do. And it's hard and it's really easy to like try to go past some things and like, hurry, get this done so we can do this. And I'm like, just be where you are.
Who sings that song?
Bird Talker, I think is what they're called. It's so good. It's so good. I'll look it up while we're sitting here.
I love that.
Mm-hmm. It's my thing.
I love that so much.
And I mean, like the top Spotify songs like of the year that came up, it was the number one.
Of your like played songs.
Mm-hmm. It's Bird Talker. Mm-hmm.
Bird Talker. Okay. Well, now
I don't even know the whole song. Like, to be honest, I just love it. It just is a soothing song, and it reminds me of. So.
Yeah. Excuse me. I love that. When you talk about like finding nutrition, you don't ever strike me as the kind of person who is like a dieter or like a strict, like, I am paleo and I will only eat meat and no grains, or like I am vegan and I don't eat anything, or you know what I mean? Like, you're not really that kind of gal.
Right.
So when it comes to nutrition, how do you know you feed your body like well?
Yeah. So I feel like this last year is kind of like doesn't count because I've been so hungry. I've been so hungry for a year.
But you've been eating really incredible things. I feel like yes, you are obviously so hungry. You're breastfeeding twins, and that is starvation status, 100%.
Yeah.
But I feel like you wisely nourish your body. Like, you are looking inside and being like, what do I need? Not what's going to make me look thin.
Right. Yes.
Right.
And I believe we need to stop asking the internet what we should eat. And there is like information about like what foods do to our bodies. Totally. But I don't believe in restriction. I don't believe in dieting unless like, okay, I see like women doing like Whole30, and there's two reasons people do it. People either do it because they have something going on. My good friend has like stomach stuff going on, or had stomach stuff going on. So that's a good reason to figure out, like, is there a food here that's like messing up my body? That's a great reason. But a lot of people, like, January 1st, I'm gonna do Whole30 and lose weight, and like I don't think that's helpful. I say that though, I'm in the middle of a detox, but I'm doing that for multiple reasons. And I know very well I'm going to be adding meat, dairy, and cheese back into my diet when I'm ready.
Well, whatever. I'll take your detox.
Time, like, if I were to find that like any of those foods made me sick, I'm not going to eat them. And I think it's just paying attention. It's not restricting yourself and saying I can't have that or I shouldn't have that. Like taking that vocabulary out. And it's also like enjoying it. But also, you know, when I was in weight loss mode before the twins, I would always follow, like, is today a weight loss day? Am I going to like choose foods that are like going to support my body? Or, you know, am I going to go have a beer with my husband? And I'm like, today's the day I'm going to have a date with my husband. You know what I mean? Like, you get to make those choices. I think for me in my brain, it was helpful for me to start tracking stuff when I was in weight loss mode, just to see like what different foods did to my body and what like, and it just helped me pay attention because I'm like all over the place. I'm a squirrel. And so I can't remember what I ate yesterday. And so that was super helpful for me. And I think like if you have a goal to lose weight or if you have a goal to like figure out what foods are doing, like definitely track, pay attention.
Right.
But here's another thing. Pay attention to the accounts that you follow on Instagram. I love following accounts that just like speak positively about all foods and like enjoy life. And I think for me, when I go into the restrictive mode, when I did that like a few years ago, it just, what happens is you go into binge mode afterwards. For me, that was my thing. And so I had to learn how to like enjoy it all and like have, you know, not feel like, oh, I can't ever have this, so I'm just gonna eat it all right now. You know what I mean?
Right.
I think it's a process for me, for sure. I feel like I'm still kind of entering into that now that I'm not breastfeeding anymore. And it's a continuing journey for sure.
Well, I think that there is something to be said about how dieting can turn into like super restrictive dieting, and that turns into disordered eating. Yeah. So like that is and disordered eating doesn't necessarily mean you're all the way like anorexic, all the way bulimic, all the way a binge eater. It just means that you're not eating to nourish your body. You're eating or not eating to satisfy something else,
Right.
like a control something, or a trauma that you haven't dealt with, or stress, or like those kinds of things is what it can really easily turn into.
Yeah.
I think. And I think that, yeah. And then too, I wanted to say something. There was something I was going to say.
It's okay. I'm with you on the whole diet.
I couldn't remember it. I can't remember.
We were talking about dieting and restrictive eating and what happens a lot with that. And I that's me. I can ease food into like for emotional eating purposes. And I feel like what I'm doing right now has been really good because I'm taking everything with prayer and appreciation and like intentionality. So like when I eat my salad, I'm like, what is this doing for my body right now? And you know, I'm choosing this healthy fat because I need healthy fats. And like it's just that mindset piece of why, you know, why am I doing this? I'm not just eating because the book told me to eat this. I'm eating this because it's helping my body reset. And I think like that mindset piece is so huge when it comes to nutrition and choosing what we're eating. And like for me, if you cannot sustain something, it's typical. Or if you can't sustain it, like don't do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Put on that
Yeah,
mode.
exactly. And that's an embodiment practice, I think, too, to take whatever it is that you're putting in your mouth and putting in your body and to like be present and to be grateful for it and not shove something in your face as like you're running out the door, or after the kids go to bed and you just like are starving because you haven't eaten all day and you inhale all the things. So what would you say to somebody who's struggling to like love their body where they're at right now?
Yeah.
Whether it be that they can't do as much as they want to do, right? Because they are they have something that is keeping them from that. So like an illness or a pregnancy or like, you know, like something that kind of holds you here and it might not be where you want to be. Or somebody who is just looking in the mirror. Oh, that was the other thing I was going to say. I was going to say, in weight loss, lots of people come to me and say, like, how do I lose 7 pounds? For me, like, that's a super specific number. So there's an obvious number on the scale that you think you need to get to.
Right.
And for me, like, helping people get to that number is not always helpful because that is just a number and nothing else in your life is actually going to change when you hit it.
Right.
Like you can hit that number, but like your husband's still going to be your husband, your kids are still going to be your kids, your job is still going to be your job, like your depression, your anxiety, whatever else you have going on is still going to be there. So you need to learn how to really love yourself
Yes.
before that?
Yes. So every time I start a new group with women who are maybe they're studying a program, like we're doing a 21-day boot camp right now, and these ladies just want to get fitness back in their life.
Mm-hmm.
And tomorrow, every single time we start it, that's one of the first things I set them up with is personal development. I'm like, your journey is so important. What you're doing is so important. And it's not just about that goal that you're hitting. It's not just about crossing the finish line. It's about loving yourself along the way. And so that's when I really try to hook them up with some good like books or personal development or like podcasts.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I was a huge podcast listener. I am if people were like, here, listen to this, but I'm not, like, it's not natural for me. The book that I'm loving right now is called Try Softer. I've talked about it a lot in my stories. One of my close friends wrote it, but you know, we always hear try harder, white knuckle it through. This is the opposite. It's like, let go.
I love that.
Be where you
I
are,
love that.
try softer. And learning to love yourself along the way is what you're looking for. It's not that weight loss goal. I mean, like for me, I am the heaviest I've been. You know what I mean? I don't feel great. I'm not loving this. And there's mornings where I'm like, this sucks. I'm not going to lie. But at the same time, this journey I'm on and the patience I've learned and I've had to sacrifice things. I was like, I'm gonna breastfeed as long as I can, and as long as I'm feeling like this is keeping my sanity, you know. And that sacrifice was worth it. So I really appreciate my journey, and I really appreciate the struggle. As weird as that sounds, I know I get to connect with other women who have struggled with that too, and I really appreciate the love that I have for myself, because I don't think I had that before the twins. You know what I mean? My body created two beings at the same time, and I nursed two beings at the same time, and I have to really appreciate that and just own my own story and not look at anybody else, because everybody is different. And I think I truly have learned a lot in the struggle, and I've learned to like not try to make my pain into something bright and shiny, but just to say, no, this is what's going on. This is the thing I'm struggling with. I'm just going to sit in that. It's okay. But I'm going to continue to work to love myself. I really appreciate the work that I've put into that. I know there's still work to be done, but it's
beautiful. So what are some practices that you have done that keep you there, that keep you like, I love my body? So you talked about being present. And you talked about like being really intentional and grateful when you're nourishing yourself.
Yeah.
What are some other things that you like look in the mirror and say to yourself, or some other practices that you have that like are like, no, I can't do this right now because that's not my ability right now, but that's okay. I still love myself, and I'm grateful for this, or whatever.
Yeah. I think for me, like, I really need to just see what I'm a visual and like very tactile, hands-on type learner. And so in those moments that I don't feel grateful are the moments that I do hold my babies. They're the moments that I push play, because I think movement is kind of a celebration too. And so it's easy to be like, well, I don't fit in my jeans, but I can do this. You know what I mean? And so celebrating things that you can do. And I bought like a sweater for myself the other day, and I'm like, this is cute. I'm going to look cute in it. I'm going to put like I have a headband for it and like some cute red lipstick. It's okay to do that. It's fun to like feel good and wear something you can wear that fits you and just feel confident in that, and go buy new shoes. Those are fun too. But I mean, all those little things for me, I think add up to just self-love. But I do, when I talk to myself in the mirror, like just, it's hard. It's so hard to do this, but call out things that you love about yourself and work on that. It's really hard. When I first started doing that, it was like, this is weird. I can talk about this person. I can talk about my husband or my kids, but I can't talk about myself. But it was a practice that I don't even remember, but I've seen it multiple times in different ways. People just encouraging you to, like, as weird as that sounds, there's someone I do follow, and she writes her things like as if they are. And I think that's important to our brain, to tell our brain, and tell your brain, you are beautiful. You are strong. You are a mother, you know, and to say those things, because that will help rewire your brain. Our brain can do that. But it won't happen if we don't actually do it ourselves. Like, I'm really good at reading something, but to actually say it to myself, I gotta do, you know what I mean?
Well, it feels silly,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like you're like, this is silly. But really, your brain needs it. Like your brain needs you to say something out loud so that it can believe it, that it's true.
Yeah.
And you can start like rewiring the way that your thoughts are working, either for you or against you, right? Like you're a supercomputer. Your thoughts are your input. So like, what are you going to input?
Right. Yeah. I say it all the time. Your brain is your steering wheel. And like, especially like for people that I know that I love that like have 100-pound weight loss or something, not to, you know, journey ahead of them, or they're just, that's their goal. You have to start with your mindset. Because it's so easy to quit. It's so easy to like give up on yourself and to give up on your dreams of feeling good again. It's really easy to choose the other things. Keep going off to do things like drink water. I already did it, but it's like reminding me, you know.
That's so funny.
Reminders right now. Anyway, yeah.
Well, if anybody has any questions, you guys can feel free to post them, and we'll look back through and see if we missed any. But Sarah, do you want to say, maybe suggest some books or some podcasts that you usually suggest for people?
My favorite book right now is Try Softer. I forgot the name. I don't have my glasses on. A couple like good books for nutrition. Eat to Live is a good one, and Intuitive Eating is a good one, and Made to Crave is a good one as well. And anything Brene Brown. I like Rachel Hollis too. Yeah.
Okay, awesome.
You have my heart.
Good. Any podcasts?
From Brene Brown, Rachel Hollis. I haven't listened to Brene Brown. I just watched
I didn't know
her.
she had a podcast.
No, I don't think she does.
She has a Netflix special.
Has a Netflix special, and I just finally watched it.
Oh, it's so good.
She's so good.
She's so good.
She spoke with, what's his face? Oh my goodness. British actor. I can't think of his name. Russell Brand. Is that right?
Yes.
He's great on Instagram. I'm more of like an Instagram follower, like live, you know what I mean, than podcast.
Yeah.
But they had a really good, I don't know. Yeah.
He talks about how trauma is a gateway drug. Yeah. Yeah, that's what he says. Like, it's not alcohol, it's not weed, it's not any of that stuff. It's undealt with trauma and finding ways to numb it. So, yeah. I love that.
I know. He's good.
Oh, man. Love it. Okay. I think both of us have to go get kids from school. It stopped snowing here. Is it still snowing where you are?
It's snowing.
It is? It stopped.
No, come back. Where are you at? You're like south from me, huh?
I'm in Palmer Lake, yeah.
I couldn't see. I can see you, but not out. I'm like, oh, yeah, it's snowing.
You're like, I don't know. Maybe. Somebody loves you.
Oh.
Thank
you for having me.
Thank you. It was such a good conversation. I appreciated all of your insight.
I love it. I love to encourage women. You know, it's definitely like a Me Too moment. I get it. Like, I'm with y'all in the trenches of the postpartum situation. And just being a woman in general.
Right. It's hard.
Yeah.
But I think that the answers that you have as far as just really loving yourself enough to feed yourself well and loving yourself enough to move your body and loving yourself enough to say, like, it's okay that I don't look the way that I wanted to look, and I can't do the things that I have always wanted to do or could do before, but not now. Like, but that's all okay. Like, you know,
Yeah, I mean, that's totally my situation. I mean, I can't do planks or burpees with I have diastasis, with my abs splitting. And
Right.
it's not bad. I've seen way worse cases, but it's hard for me as a like cardio burpee junkie queen to not do those things. And it would be really easy if I like allowed it to just say, forget it. I don't need to do this. Or like, I can't lose weight while breastfeeding, so why don't you just eat some donuts all the time? It's really easy to get in that mentality. So that's why I'm saying like mindset is everything, to just keep going and to celebrate your body with movement, celebrate your body with good food. And I am in the the beginning of just kind of this thing that I have wanted to do. And I felt like the Lord was pressing on me to do. Like, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do it. And it is teaching me discipline in areas that I feel like I needed to learn. But just in the middle of it all, like, I'm enjoying it. I'm choosing to make it fun. I'm choosing to like make the most of it, and to, you know, turn the if I have cravings or whatever, like I freaking want those Girl Scout cookies on my fridge. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just gonna move on, have a cup of tea and read my book. And I'm reading Harry Potter because it's fun, you know? Like,
yeah.
It's choice. It's a choice to like, to make the most of your situation. And I'm really enjoying that of this. And so, yeah.
Yes.
Well, thank
I
you.
love that so much. Yes, thank you for being here. You are a joy, as always. I knew you would be.
I love you.
I love you. So this will be live on my feed for 24 hours, and then it will be on YouTube, and you can get to it through the Tales of the Warrior link in my profile. So if you want to share it, you can.
Great. I will.
All right.
Sharon. All right. Bye.
Okay. I love you. Bye.
Love you. Bye.